Hi, Rhema. It's week 40, day 2 of our Bible narrative reading plan. Today we are in Mark chapter 6, verses 1 through 29. Now, the last time we were in Mark, we saw that Jesus has power over natural disaster, over creation. He has power over the demon-possessed. He has power over the diseased and even power over the death. God has all power. Jesus is God. Jesus has all power. And so Jesus has demonstrated this, so people should be believing his message. But what do we see? In Mark 6, starting in verses 1 through 6, you see that Jesus goes back to his hometown, and people say, "Hey, we know you. Aren't you that son of Mary? Aren't you a carpenter? Aren't your brothers James and Joseph and Judas and Simon? And are not your sisters still here with us?" They say, "We know who you are." And it seems like there's a little bit of a jab in there because they say, "Are you not the son of Mary, not the son of Joseph?" And I don't think it's because they had a high view of Mary or because they understood the virgin conception. They are jabbing at him saying, "Oh, we know you. You're that illegitimate child. You don't even have a father. You're just a carpenter. We know who you are. Who do you think you are coming back here trying to teach us?" And so Jesus understands that he says a prophet is not without honor except in his hometown and among his relatives and in his own household. And verse 5 says he could not do mighty work there except that he laid his hands on a few sick people and he healed them. And he marveled because of their unbelief. As you've been going through the Gospels, you've seen that people are marveling at the work Jesus is doing. But here he is marveling at their unbelief. And he does very little activity. He does very little ministry there in his own hometown of Nazareth. Not because he's not able, but because of the lack of faith there, the hostility, the rejection of who he is. He doesn't do much ministry there, which is the opposite of what should be happening, because people should have been seeing Jesus do these miraculous things and understand only God could do these sorts of things. We better pay attention to this man. But of course they don't. And then verses 7 through 13, Jesus sends the apostles out. It's almost like they're going out on a test. They've been with the teacher, with the rabbi. They've been learning. Now they're going out on their own. And so I think the way that Mark structures this here, he includes the story next about the death of John the Baptist, because that gives us a foretaste of what these 12 should be expecting. All right, so follow with me here. We see the 12 going out, and they're going on their mission, but we're not told at this point what actually happens with them. And then you have this long story about the death of John the Baptist, and you can read about that. You can understand what's going on there. But I think the point of why Mark is including that, not just to tell us the fate of John the Baptist, but to emphasize to us that anyone who would seek to follow after Jesus could meet this same fate. Any one of us could be John the Baptist. Any one of us could face this type of hostility, this sort of death, because of following after Jesus. And so we see the seriousness. We see what it takes to really follow after Jesus. We don't want to be like those in Nazareth that Jesus would marvel at our unbelief. We want to go out like the 12. We want to follow after Jesus, knowing that it could lead even to our own death. This is what it means to follow after Jesus. Here's a summary of today's reading. For more information, go to tunemyheart.org.